Hey, Transformer fans, welcome to this week's Transformers episode, and we are doing Beast Wars, the Feline Edition. And this week we are looking at Night Prowler the Maximal, and which is a spotted leopard, a gray spotted leopard for Night Prowler, and which is pretty cool. And but before we get to Night Prowler, we are going to do a shout out of the week, and starting with Back to the Media at 48 South Loudon Street, which is the home of Back to the Media. And at Back to the Media, you can get all, and I do mean all, of your video game needs, starting from the Atari all the way up to current systems, and games for each console. And you can also find CDs, DVDs, records, and more there. So check them out. So, when you go there, you can get all of your Transformer needs, or all your video game needs. And if you can't find it there, you can go to Play It Again Games on Middle Road, behind the Sheets on Valley Avenue, to get all the other stuff that you can get there, and as well as getting your PC and console fixed. So check them out. And once you're there, you can check out Time Traveler Toys and Collectibles at 115 South Loudon Street on the Walking Ball, and get all your Transformers, G.I. Joe, He-Man, Thundercats, and so much more there. So check them out. I mean, I got Night Prowler from Walmart, and I mean, he's a cool looking dude, cool looking leopard, a little bit more articulation than the last two Maximals we looked at. And this one actually, his mouth is open. His mouth can open, so you go with a full roar going on. But more on that later on, and on his articulation later on. So, but let's get back to our shout outs. Because after you leave Time Travelers, you could go to Thinker Toys right across the way, to get all the stuff for your toddler that you need, with slime and puzzles and slinkies and barnyard animals and stuff like that at Time Travelers. So go ahead and check them out. And it's a really cool thing to have and to go and check out. So after you leave there, you can go to see you can go and see what is it? Four Color Fantasies on 80 Weems Lane, to check them out, and get what you can there for comic books. That's if you're in Winchester. But if you're in North Carolina, near the Salisbury area, you can go to Comic Mon stores to check them out. And definitely do that. And while you're there, you can check out Mixed Tree Service to get all your tree work done in your house. So go ahead and give him a shout. So definitely do that. And if you're looking for game cards like Pokemon or baseball cards and things like that, you can go to Breaker Brothers at 6 Piccadilly Street here in Winchester. And once you leave there, you can head over to 39 Piccadilly Street, a little farther up the road, across from the library, and go to Tropical Islands and get all, and I do mean all, of your Jamaican food needs met. Yay, Jamaican food. So definitely check them out. And while you're there, you can go and after you leave there, you can go down to Bank of Clark or United Bank, get all your banking services needs met, and check them out. And If you need insurance like auto, homeowners, or renters insurance, you can go to State Farm or Farmers and check them out and get set up. And speaking of auto insurance, if you got a car that you need to get filled or get your gas tank filled, you can go to Sheetz or Handy Mart and get your gas tank full. And definitely check them out. And if you're looking for looking for a way to get your gas tank done, your gassing need done, and you get your battery full as well as your gas tank by going to Sheetz and Handy Mart. And if you're looking for therapy or different kinds of counseling, Robert Brown is your man at Healing Grace Community Services. If you're here in Winchester, at a Healing Grace Counseling Services. But if Rob is not what you're looking for, there's plenty of other places you can go, or you can go to your local counseling office, or get a hold of National Counseling Group, or you can go over to National Counseling Group. But if you need psychiatry and you're in the Winchester or Front Royal area, you could go over to Northwestern Community Services and check them out, or your local psychiatrist's office. There's nothing wrong with getting help. But if you need to text somebody because you're going through something, you can text 741-741. But if you need to hear a human voice, dial 988. There's nothing wrong with seeking help. But if it's really bad, go to your closest emergency room. There is nothing wrong with needing help. And there's nothing wrong with getting help. But let's go ahead and look at Shadow Panther. Or not Shadow Panther, but Night Prowler. With his leopard mode. And like I said, there's more articulation. Like I said, his mouth does open. So you get a good roar out of him. He does have the mouth that opens. And then he also has where you can move his paws. A little bit, like I said, a little bit better articulation. They can go all the way around. Full 360. They got knee bends where you can bend just forward at the knee on here. And his feet are articulated. And then in the back, he can move a little bit more with his legs and whatnot. His tail is not articulated though, but it does become a weapon, as you will see here in a little while. And so let's go ahead and transform him into robot mode. And what we want to do is take the tail off, put that on the side, and then we can bring his legs in, and these legs go all the way up. And then you can bring his feet down. Second first, same as the first. Bring his feet all the way up. And then you can bring his robot foot down. And we've got the lower half ready to go. And then what we want to do is bring these legs up this way, so we can open up the chest cavity. I mean, there's nothing like opening up a leopard. And you can do it this way, do it the hard way like I'm doing it. And the head can come down forward. And then just spin the wing this down. And then you can bring his robot head and turn it around. But it does do a 360, to let y'all know. And then you can take his front legs, you can cross them. You can cross his legs like that, just if you want to. And rotate his arms to where you get his hands like this. And then you take these little sections and fold them in. And then you got Night Prowler in his robot mode. And articulation wise, you know, his little side panels can move in and out, but it's primarily for transformation. But he does, his arms could go all the way around, but his little shoulder joints do get in the way. And his arms, and of course, you want to switch. You got to really rotate his arms around to get him in for perfect robot mode, but he does have a bend at the elbow. And the same with this arm. To get it, you know, with good bend. And he does have a good rotation of it on his arms, and sorry about that. Crazy tripod. And then his legs, he can do a complete split, and then just a little bit more. His leg can kick forward, back, not really that far, but he can bend at the knee. You know, we pretty much saw that on the articulation, and his feet can rotate up and down, make it look like he's walking. And then he's got his weapon, which is just his tail as a battle axe, which he could hold the tail part of it to really get the battle axe look. You know, oh, she could get hi-ya, chop, 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 slice and dice, and it can make curly fries in seven different styles. You know, and this is basically Night Prowler. He's a good robot. I don't know much about the character. I think he came in later, Beast Wars 2, I believe. But this is a really good, really good version. You know, and he can't really take the G-Tor apart, but take G-Tor apart, but he is still a good Maximal to have in your collection. If you're building up the Maximal army, he's a really good good Transformer. So this has been it for this week's G.I. Joe or Transformers toy review. So I will see you in the next one, and until R1, peace.